A lot of people don't realize how much communication we do with our bodies. And so some people will be out there flirting, thinking they're doing it very slyly. But the truth is, they're being indirect verbally and screaming interest with every fiber of their body. So if you're that person and you want to catch it in yourself, or you think someone might be interested in you but you can't tell, I want to help with that. So I'm going to give you 5 of the most common yet still very subtle signs that someone is interested in you, particularly the things that have to do with their body. So the first one is to pay attention to how the person breaks eye contact. If you think of yourself throughout their day, what you're typically doing when you make eye contact is just continuing on. That's it. You look at someone and you continue on your path. Now, when you're caught, what you often do, you shouldn't be staring, or you see something and you're just staring too long and they, oh shoot, you look down. Now, if someone that you know looks down after you catch eye contact with them, that is sometimes a sign that they were staring at you, in which case they might be interested, or just that you make them nervous. Another thing to pay attention towards is people who like other people will often tilt their chins down and then kind of look up at them with the big eyes, right? It's a flirtatious way to look at someone. So that takes us to number 2, which is how they touch you. I think it goes without saying that if someone likes someone else, they tend to find opportunities to touch them. But the touch can be very particular. And oftentimes it's not just a touch and lift, it's a drag touch. So some people are huggers. Don't read too much into this. But if you get a hug and they give you one of these and then they kind of slide off down your arm to your elbow or your wrist, maybe a sign. Or if you're having a photo taken, right, and somebody wraps their arms around your back, totally cool. But as they slide off, it's kind of like your lat or your low back is being dragged. Hopefully nothing terribly inappropriate here. That can be a sign that someone is interested. Women oftentimes will touch men here on their arms. Hopefully men are not doing the same thing to women, but that's just something to pay attention to. Number 3 is the flip side of that. How they touch themselves when you enter into their presence, or how you touch yourself if you're trying to catch this in yourself. What we subconsciously do when someone that we're attracted to is nearby is we try to make ourselves look better. And this expresses itself a little bit differently in men and women. So men, oftentimes, they'll stand up straighter. They'll put a hand through their hair, right? They'll tuck their shirt in. Women oftentimes have jewelry, and they'll begin to fiddle with it, right? They'll play with their ring. They'll sort of adjust this. They'll play with their necklace. But by far, the most common thing that I see in women is hair touching. And if you want to run a fun little experiment, go to a popular date spot in your area, scan the room, and look for any couple where the woman is just kind of playing with her hair, right? That's going to be a strong sign that that date is going well, that she at least is interested in the other person. So if you see that, not a dead giveaway, none of these are, but used in conjunction, it's a pretty strong sign. Now, the next thing to realize is that people often have pretty good control of their eyes, right? We've been taught not to stare. But we don't have such good control of where our body points. So if you're out somewhere and you notice that someone is talking to their friends, but their body is angled towards you, particularly their chest, sometimes their hips, and their feet, that is a strong sign that their interest is, if you drew a line where the feet are going, boom, that is where their actual interest is. And because we're paying all attention, trying to look like we're paying attention to the person right in front of us, when really we just want to be talking to the person over there. Now, the feet are a strong indicator of where someone's interest lies in any conversation, right? It's also a strong indicator of who the leader is in a group. Just look to who most people are facing. But this does have one caveat in very crowded areas. If you're out at a crowded bar or a club, nobody's going to be pointing themselves at you over a sea of 10 different people, right? Shoulder to shoulder, that just isn't going to happen or be noticed. So what tends to happen is you'll notice, if there is someone who likes you, that they will be very near you, like near you by the shoulder, but not facing you. They'll stand next to you at the bar. All of a sudden, they're on the dance floor with their back to you. This is because this person is probably shy and is inviting you to speak to them. Again, one instance isn't necessarily enough. Somebody's going to stand next to you at the bar. But if it's happening more than once, twice, 3 times, that's a strong sign that that person would really like you to speak with them. And this takes us to the 5th, which is a bit of a cheat because it's not directly body language, but it's still kind of subtle. And it's how this person talks about members that you might be interested in. I was going to say opposite sex, but if you're gay, this is the same thing. How they talk about potential suitors, right? So you're talking about, for instance, your favorite actor or actress, somebody that is pretty beloved, and all of a sudden this individual hates that person, right? They think their movies are dumb and they just don't see what everyone else sees in them. or there's somebody that is pretty widely known to be attractive in the workplace or your social group, their name comes up. If they detect interest from you in them, you will probably see them try to salt that, right? They'll talk poorly about their work ethic. They'll say that they heard something bad about them or that they just have a bad feeling. This isn't the nicest one. It's not the most wonderful of human qualities to try to tear other people down, but it is very common, right? Because when we like someone and we feel like it's not necessarily going to happen, we kind of have to tear other people down to get there. Not the nicest, but be on the lookout from it. And if you're seeing it in your group of friends, that is a strong sign that this person might be interested in you and you might want to have a conversation. And that really takes me to the end. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. Let me know what you thought of it in the comments. And if you haven't yet done so, make sure to hit subscribe, hit that little notification bell so that you see more videos when we post them every week. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.